Hello Capricorn, welcome to your February 2023 Tarot card and Astrology readings. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. Thank you all so much for being here. So as always, each month we have both a tarot card reading and an astrology reading. And the timestamps for each segment will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. You're welcome to watch for your sun, moon, or rising sign. And if you're here for love, don't forget to check out your Venus sign as well. If you are a subscriber on my website, janeinternational.com, please do not forget to log in to access the comprehensive reading. And if you would like more information on how to join, please see the description box in the comment thread down below for all the info. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Hello Capricorn, welcome to your February 2023 tarot card reading. So we are going to open up the channel here with a card from my intuitive deck. So let's just see what comes through. So we have, okay, immediately hearing all roads lead to Rome. So you might be really thinking like, okay, there are 5 different possible ways that I could go. Which one is the best? Now, some may have different types or unique challenges or whatever, but they're all going to get you there. The goal, the trick is really know where you want to go, right? That's the trick. The trick is really understanding what it is you value most in this world and making decisions accordingly, right? Like if you value your free time, then probably continuing to work in that 9 to 5 that is actually more like a 9 to 8, right? like an 11, 12 hour type of thing. Like if you're doing that, then probably you're not making decisions that are aligned with your truest values. So slowly but surely, Capricorn, over the course of the next few months, really starting right now, you're going to have to start making those adjustments so that the life that you tell yourself you want to live can become a reality, so that the right people can show up, so that the right things can show up, so that the money can show up, right? But if there's a fragmentation where what you say you want is completely different than the actions that you're taking, you're sending out all sorts of gobbledygook out into the universe that doesn't make any sense. The universe is not going to be able to provide. All right? Now, if you're clear on the vision and you're clear on the values that drive that vision, you could have 20 different pathways open up for you and they will all get you there. Every single one. All right? But it's the clarity that's so critical. And if you keep acting in a way that is inconsistent, it's going to create more problems, especially as Saturn comes into Pisces next month. Okay? Let's take a look here at what the universe needs from you, Capricorn. What does the universe need from Capricorn for February? I feel like that one. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, first of all, you have to let the good things happen. Now, I don't always see Capricorns as being ones that don't want the growth opportunities. I think you embrace those quite nicely, generally speaking. The cardinal sign. Not only as a cardinal sign, but also like with that winter solstice, Northern Hemisphere winter solstice at the beginning of Capricorn season that really earmarks the beginning of your season. That's really, yes, it's the longest night, shortest day, but actually the day starts creeping up at that time, right? The light starts to grow. So yes, there is a growth component for Capricorn. Now, the Wheel of Fortune operates in multiple ways. It's usually a consciousness and an internal world balancing out with the external. So there's always this like fine line balancing. You grow internally, your external world grows. You grow internally, your external world grows. So it's this intricate dance. So you have to be aware of that dance. You have to be aware that if you want your external world to get bigger, your internal world has to get bigger too. And Venus conjunct Neptune is absolutely helping with that. And I think it's beautiful. Really, really beautiful. King of Coins coming out in the environment. So what's going on around you? Well, there's someone who's pretty amazing. Might be a professional contact. Might be a spouse, something like that. Or it may be someone brand new you've never met before. The King of Coins is ambitious. He is materially driven as well. He enjoys having a high quality material experience. This is someone that loves to grow businesses and loves to have a prominent place within the community. He knows how the world works. Okay, he's very worldly. He loves luxurious things. His spirituality does run deep, but I think he prefers to run in the world. He doesn't want to separate himself from the world. He doesn't want to elevate himself too high above the world, because for him, it's like, what's the point? I'm in the world. You know, like, yeah, I can be spiritual all day long, but it's not going to make my life any better unless I actually do something about it. You know, he definitely is in the trenches a lot, although he prefers not to be, but he's willing to go into the trenches to make whatever he wants happen. I think this is someone Capricorn respects a lot. And I think you speak the same language a lot, to a degree, not entirely, but to a degree. And this is someone that can inspire you in certain ways, and maybe to a degree they may be living a life that you aspire to. Hold on, let me pull out some more cards. For some reason, there's a disconnect between like why is this person showing up? So let me just pull out more cards. Well, they may be coming out as an example because as your inner world, now this may be someone that you actually have met face to face or are about to meet face to face, or it could just be someone that you become aware of like online or something. But they might be the reason why you allow yourself to dream so big, because when you see someone who has dreamt so big and who has actually accomplished those big things, it somehow like makes it more permissible for you to want those things too, and to go after those things. And it makes it more permissible for you to believe that you actually can have those things too. This feels like a trailblazer now that I'm talking. This feels like a trailblazer, and they seem to have blazed a trail that you want to be on. Okay? King of Cups. Death. Ace of Swords. Okay, I feel like there are decisions for Capricorn that really need to be made here. Like you have to settle on something. And maybe it's been hard to settle with that Mars in the 6th house. Okay, it's been hard to settle, and maybe you've been lost in a lot of the busy work and whatever, but I think right now the vision is driving the small behaviors. Now, the King of Cups, I feel, is you. Okay? Now, while the King of Cups feels things deeply, he is so in control of that. And he understands that emotions are magical. He understands that emotions are powerful and are a source of creation. So he uses them so specifically and intelligently. There is so much intelligence oozing out of this reading right now, okay? Emotional intelligence, worldly intelligence, mental intelligence, just all around. No one is doing dumb things right now, okay? You, Capricorn, are not doing dumb things. Things are calculated. Things are purposeful and intentional. Things are weighed out, right? You weigh the options. You weigh the potential risks. But you're also doing a deep dive into this change. And you know, because the Wheel of Fortune, right? Internal and external, they have to match. And you know that if you want your external to live up to whatever is going on over here with the freaking King of Coins, which is, I think, so like such a soulmate of yours, okay? But not necessarily, it doesn't have to be romantic. I think this is a soulmate, someone with whom you have like a soul contract. Now, I don't always perpetuate that type of thinking, but sometimes it's helpful. Specifically in your life, specifically to get you to make this change right here, okay? This is soul level evolution. You are becoming a different person. And this is stripping away an identity that held up for a while but no longer serves. And I actually feel with this Ace of Swords that this is happening through a sheer force of will, which is insane, okay? A lot of times this needs to be like higher self, surrendered, the universe is doing this. But no, I think Capricorn is at will going into this evolutionary process, going deep within their psyches and making these changes so that they can have this life. Okay? You seem hyper aware that there is some kind of something going on inside of you that has been a hindrance. You seem hyper aware that some kind of a fear that you have had is officially now problematic. And you are willing to do whatever it takes to, I don't want to say eliminate, because it makes me think, I don't want you to think that I think this part of you is bad. This part of you is not bad. It needs to be more fully integrated though, because there's been a fragmentation. Okay? And this is what I mean about the alignment. This is why, like, this seems to be naturally happening. Your values and the things that are truly important to you in this world are the reason why you are willingly going into this transformative place. Right? It's like, because you value this so much, this aspect of you needs to be looked at through a sheer force of will. This is like, for some reason, I just heard Marcus Aurelius. I'm getting Marcus Aurelius vibes, all right? Someone who is a warrior, like an actual warrior, right? A full-on emperor, but also an incredibly self-aware person. So much so that he has almost like actually attained immortality. Here we are 2,000 years later, still talking about Marcus Aurelius. Here he is popping up in the reading, okay? It's that degree of power. Three of Wands. Knight of Wands. Now you've been patient. I actually think you are running out of patience a little bit. And that's why maybe there is a little bit of urgency with this death process. Okay, there's a little bit of like, I want to do it now because I don't want to do it later. I want to do it now so I can start enjoying the things that are going to come out of this now. You've been patient. Three of Wands, right? You've been there. You've been in this place of waiting. Now, the Three of Wands is a card of wealth and prosperity. It is a card of things coming in. This is a manifested moment. All right? It actually may have been manifested a while back, maybe multiple years ago, maybe a decade ago even. But circumstances may have been such that you just simply weren't ready. You weren't spiritually prepared. Because I think this is a tall order. This is a very tall order for Capricorn. You can handle it, of course, but it's a lot. And it's sort of like someone voluntarily stepping into this role that everyone else is like, oh, I'm going to wait till the teacher calls me. I'm not going to volunteer. Are you crazy? Like, if I'm going to do it, the teacher's going to have to call on me. You know? Capricorn is like, heck no, let's get this over with. Raise my hand. I'll be first. I'll go first. I'll carve the path for everybody else, too. Maybe this guy's like this guy feels like an authority figure. The more and more I'm looking at him, that maybe that's why I was having a hard time matching it to this story. He feels authoritative, like he would be the one calling, you know. In a way, it feels like you're chosen, quote unquote, and I don't really always like to perpetuate that idea either, but it does feel like you're chosen because you've chosen yourself. Now, the Knight of Wands I love because this is light. With all the heaviness going on, this is light. And this is him embracing the adventure of this experience and looking at it in the best possible way. This is Wheel of Fortune vibes. And it is all for the sake of this happiness. This right here is that value set that all these changes is based on. You value your family, you value your freedom, you value, financial freedom, you value depth of life experience or breadth of life experience. You value culture, you value adrenaline rushes. Like, I don't care, whatever it is, it's what you value. And look at how easy it makes it. Like, if we didn't have this and I just only pulled out these cards, this would have been a really harsh reading. Well, not harsh, like aggressive toward you, but it just would have had a lot of demands to it. But because of this makes it an easy decision. Boom. Like, yeah, I'm doing it. If my 10 of Cups is at stake, this is nothing. Let me dive in. Let me make this change. Let me evolve in this way because this stuff matters to me so much that I'll do it, right? Knight of Wands. He's got his armor on. He's on his freaking horse already. He's got his weapon in hand. He's got his club there ready to bang someone over the head, whatever he's got to do. He's, like, bring it on. He definitely has a bring it on type of vibe. Bring it on, world. Bring it on, universe. There's nothing I can't handle. And I actually think the King of Coins, whoever this is, respects this so much. And I almost feel that there's a... because I'm kind of getting now a flip-flop where initially this person is the reason why this is all possible. Maybe this one is a lot older than you. I feel like there's an age difference. This person is older than you. And this person, I think in a lot of ways, envies either your actual, like, age, youth, that you may be youthful in age. Like if you're like in your 30s or 40s, they may like be really looking at you and be like, I really envy how young you are. Or they may be envious of your youthful spirit. Either way or both. Because that Knight of Wands is definitely giving a youthful spirit. And maybe this is someone who may have missed out a lot on life, may have missed out on a lot of the happiness because of their worldly pursuits. And now they're kind of in this stage of life where they're looking back and they're like, I wish that maybe I made more time for family, or I made more time for travel, or I took more time off, or whatever the case is. Now, they probably would never say that. I don't think that would be something that is vocalized, but I think it's happening nonetheless. Because they didn't do things necessarily because of this sense of happiness. They did things because it's just simply what they did. Okay? Almost like they were wired that way, that they were just doing what they were wired to do. And they did it well, no doubt about that. They definitely did it well. But there's a missing component, and you have it. But you don't see it. I don't think you're going to see it, Capricorn, and they're not going to tell you. But maybe you can sense it a little bit. Okay? What else for Capricorn? We have Temperance. Two of Wands and a Queen of Wands. So 10 of Cups with the Two of Wands really amplifies that vision. Now, this is that initial component of manifestation. You have the things that you value, and the things that you value drive the vision. And when you have this aligned, that's when the Wheel of Fortune can start to creak forward. Think of it as like an actual wheel, you guys, this big, old, dusty wheel. And sometimes it's still functional, but sometimes if it's completely stopped, it takes a lot of effort to get it moving again. All right? So I'm kind of feeling like you got to kind of dust this off a little bit so it can really start to accelerate. And once it does, man, it's really hard to slow it down. But right now it is moving. It's about getting it moving. And that's maybe what this is here, with that sheer force of will, like you're physically pushing that wheel so it can finally start to spin. Now, the Temperance feels really balanced to me. It feels disciplined. It feels stoic. It feels neutral. But it especially feels connected. I think the connection is what makes this all very special for Capricorn. Because it's like you have a real purpose. And they often say, if you have a strong why, like a reason why you're doing it, it does become almost, well, I'm not going to say effortless, but it becomes something that you don't really have to put a lot of thought into. And I kind of like the, I want to use the word mechanical, but that also kind of takes away the passion. It's just like you have the passion, and then like a machine, you do it. Okay? Now, the Queen of Wands, I'm trying to think. I feel is someone else as well. You have a lot of people influencing you right now. Now, this is not someone who's doing what you're doing, but they are someone who knows what it's like to be driven by a strong value set and a strong vision. And this is someone who is growing. They may be around your same age or younger, maybe slightly younger if they're younger, but they're probably around your same age. They're not doing exactly what you're doing, but they are making decisions that is rooted in something. and they are making something grow. I often feel this as my entrepreneurial spirit of the tarot. So yes, it might be an entrepreneur or someone who is doing something on their own, like a single mother or something like that. And there's a lot of mutual respect with this Queen of Wands. A lot of respect. And I feel a camaraderie with this person and strong communication. And this is likely someone with whom you can confide. I don't think the King of Coins is very accessible to you for some reason. He feels like he's like there, but not really there. It's not like you can go knock on his door and talk to him, okay? This is an inspiration only. An aspiration, if you will, but this is, I think, where the comfort and the connection really comes from. Okay? But this is what is needed. And this whole month of February is about getting this wheel of fortune to start to turn over once and for all, and getting any blocks out of the way, getting yourself really clear on the values, on the vision, and with that, then the opportunities can start to reveal themselves. And then, like I said at the very beginning, all roads lead to Rome. So no matter what opportunities show up, they're all going to be able to get you there. So it's just depending on choosing the path that makes you feel the most fulfilled. Okay? Let's pull out the clarifiers. So for those of you who are new, we're going to talk another 25 to 30 minutes about all these new cards. Info down below for the comprehensive. So let's see what comes through with the Wheel of Fortune. What comes through with the Wheel of Fortune? Another 10 of Cups. We have a Devil. What else does the universe need from Capricorn? A Tower. I said it's willful. You are the manifester of the Tower. You are the one that causes it. In the environment, we have the Fool. We have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups has been coming out in the environment a lot. We also have Seven of Swords. Okay. Now for the King of Cups. What else does Capricorn need to know about this King of Cups energy? Page of Swords. Eight of Swords. Devil. Not surprising, actually. Now with the Death card, King of Coins, right? Obviously mirroring the environment there. We have another Two of Wands and a Three of Swords. So this seems to be connected with the Jupiter-Chiron conjunction. Two of Cups. Hanged Man, Ace of Cups. Another Tower card, Ace of Coins. What'd I say? You're done being patient, right? And Five of Swords, yeah. You are done being patient. Nine of Cups, I mean. Star, Four of Coins. No, that came out for Sagittarius too, in that exact same position. That's really weird. Seven of Wands, Knight of Coins, Eight of Coins, Ten of Swords. Wait, what was this card again? I forgot. Oh yeah, Temperance. Interesting. Page of Cups. The Moon. Hierophant. Another King of Cups. Oh, Queen on top of Queen. Another Four of Cups. Six of Swords. So this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, all the info down below. Thank you so much. You guys know how much I love and adore you. Have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your February 2023 astrology reading. So we are going to start, I kind of want to start over here with Mars. Now, Mars, back on January 12th, so this is old news, stationed direct. So he's been moving direct. We now have all the planets moving direct. Mars and Uranus specifically are starting to accelerate. So they're starting to really push that gas pedal. Things are going to start really unfolding quickly for you. Now, Mars in the 6th, Mars is especially important for you because it's your exalted planet, okay? Or Mars is exalted in your sign. And this is happening in a house of work, our physical health, has a lot to do with our daily habits and our daily tasks, and really the things that we just can't not do. Like, we have to fill up our gas tank, right? We have to pay our bills. We have to answer those emails. We have to do certain things. And I feel that Capricorn has felt a little inundated by a lot of that stuff. You either haven't had enough of it and you haven't been feeling very productive, or you've had too much and you haven't been able to keep up. And so I think there's going to find some balance there for you. So if it's been too much, you're going to be able to scale it back. You're going to be able to complete a lot of things. But if it hasn't been enough, you're going to start like being, okay, now I'm ready to finally execute on some of my ideas. I'm ready to get my schedule going again. I'm ready to get this life on track. And if you are healing, also physical healing and everything comes through here too. So if you have had some health concerns, chances are Mars going direct is going to help you to resolve those things, help you to connect with the right practitioners or the right people or the right information or for whatever it is that you need. So he's doing a lot of a nice like closing out over the next couple of months. Now he will enter Cancer late March. So we still have a couple of months, almost 2 full months with Mars still remaining in Gemini here. So he's going to be helpful in terms of getting a lot of things cleaned up. Now, this month is really earmarked by these big conjunctions that we have going on because we don't have massive Now, in March, we're going to have Saturn and Pluto changing. So next month, we're going to have a whole different conversation. But for now, we don't have any big things really changing signs. We don't have any retrogrades, right? We don't really have anything other than these conjunctions. Now, the biggest ones, the Sun coming into a conjunction with Saturn, Venus coming into a conjunction with Neptune, and Jupiter coming into a conjunction with Chiron. Now, I kind of want to start with Jupiter conjunct Chiron down here because this is what's going to make everything possible. Okay. Now for you being in the fourth house is incredibly healing. All right. This is what they call one of the moksha houses in Vedic astrology, houses 4, 8, and 12. All right. Which are like kind of the quote unquote water houses technically. These are all about freedom, and they go about offering freedom in different ways. Fourth house freedom is found through healing. And the fact that we have Chiron down here is going to amplify that even more. And then we have Jupiter, which is just coming in and like blowing everything up. All right. So if there is a trauma, if there is a pain or an insecurity or a fear or whatever, likely it's going to be pretty prominent throughout the course of February. Now, it may not be that you have this, all day, every day for the whole month is going to be bad and you're going to be in the, no. It's just that events in your life are going to trigger this. And they're going to there's going to be these pangs of oh man, that really got me in that inner child place. That really pulled out that stuff with my mom, or that really pulled out that stuff with that betrayal with that first boyfriend of mine or whatever. It's just, it's really going to cut you to the bone. But it's good because it gets you to really look at it, because clearly the healing hasn't fully happened, because, otherwise it wouldn't be coming up for you. But Jupiter wants to set you free. That's what Jupiter does. He's about freedom, and he's about perspective and seeing things in different ways. And it might be that the trauma or the pain has been rooted in some kind of a story. And that story was manufactured through a perspective. And it's possible that you may receive new information about what happened that is going to change your perspective. And it may offer more compassion for people. It may offer more openness, more open-mindedness, all sorts of things. And actually, your mind right now with Venus coming into this conjunction with Neptune is very open right now. Okay, so you're willing to receive pretty much any information at this point. And because you do want this freedom from this thing that's clearly keeping you back, right? We all have something that is capping us off. Okay? It doesn't mean we can't still go be successful with this stuff. We can still go make money. We can still go fall in love. We can still build beautiful families. We can still go have friends. But we all have something, and right now we're all going through this. But for you, it's a very private experience. Probably something that you don't want anyone to know about. And maybe even for those of you who are married, you may even be going through it so privately that you don't even really want to talk to your spouse about it. It's like you need to process it, you need to understand it, you need to feel your way through it, and then you can talk about it. I don't know that Venus coming into this conjunction with Neptune wants to be very communicative in your third house. Now, if Venus was here by herself, I'd be like, yeah, of course. Yes, you would love to be talking about this with your spouse. You would love that. But with Neptune, there's kind of this isolated nature that comes through, kind of pulls you away, kind of separates you a little bit. And I think right now Capricorn is just really needing their privacy more than anything. And they don't want people to poke and prod. On the outside, you're busy. On the outside, you're doing things. You're building things. You're making things happen. Mars in the 6th house. Go, 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 go. You're doing stuff. This is what people see. But if you do have a spouse or a partner or someone who is really close to you, you can probably tell that they can tell that something is going on with you. But they may not be wanting to approach you. They may not be willing or wanting to, because I think they may be afraid that they may interrupt your process, Mars in the 6th. They don't want to interrupt all this stuff you have going on. And there may be a little bit of fear. Well, fear is maybe not the right word, but just hesitation in approaching you. Because they probably think, well, if they wanted to talk about it, then they'd talk about it. And I think you appreciate that right now. I don't know that you want people being like, tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's going. You wouldn't be able to handle that very well right now. I think you'd get highly agitated, maybe even angry, frustrated by that, because this is a process that takes time to really understand. And while we're going through it, we just may not have the words for it. Some people are good at that. Some people are like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. This is what's going through. And they can intellectualize it at the same time that they're feeling it. And then they can articulate it. And it's this whole big, beautiful thing. Very few people are actually capable of doing that, though. Many people need to go through something, understand it in its entirety, and then they can talk about it. And I kind of think that's where you are, okay? Again, it might be annoying if your spouse or your partner or someone close to you tries to like bang on your door and be like, tell me what's going on. You're like, I can't tell you. There's nothing to communicate here. There's a lot going on, but there is nothing to say. And that can be a frustrating answer for some people because they want that validation, they want that security, and I don't know that Capricorn is going to be very capable of offering that right now. Other than, obviously if you're married or something, like you'll be there and you're living your life and all of that, but there does seem to be an emotional disconnection. Now, when Venus comes into Aries on the 20th, just after the beginning of Pisces season, that tone may change. But even still, for you, that's still fourth house energy. So it does seem to be very withdrawn. Again, if Neptune wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be saying it that way. But it is here. And Neptune has a way of like sucking you off the planet and taking you into outer space. It's just what Neptune does. He wants you to be very far away and isolated and alone, and not to make your life miserable, but to help you to like connect with God and to help you to connect with yourself and to help you to understand something deeper than something deeper that's happening. Okay. We also have this sun coming into a conjunction with your ruling planet, Saturn, in your second house. Now, to have this sixth house and second house activated is actually pretty cool because I feel like the real world stuff, like you've got control over that. Your money stuff, your work stuff, you're just going, you're doing, you're waking up, you're living your life. Like on the outside looking in, everything is normal. No one would suspect anything. In fact, actually, you may make a lot of great progress this month because I love a sun conjunct Saturn. I really do, because it gives you that like really honed in discipline. And Mars over here in the sixth, which wants to get things done, it's just like you become unstoppable. Now, if you have energy issues, if you're struggling with energy, this may feel a little bit daunting because on one hand, you're like, oh, but I really want to go to work. I actually really do want to do this stuff. I want to go make money. I want to go build my life. I want to go feel good about myself. But if you're lacking in energy because you have a health issue, that may be more frustrating for you because you physically cannot do it. Okay, and that might have a lot to do with the healing that's going on here, is getting to a crux of an issue, both in terms of the physical diagnosis and also the emotional and spiritual diagnosis as well. What is actually going on with you that is keeping you in this state of fatigue or brain fog or whatever the case is, okay? But I do know that if you are healthy and you are feeling good and you are focused and everything is working well, that Sun conjunct Saturn is going to help you to like accomplish a lot. And that's why I think people don't want to disrupt you, because they know that if they come knocking on your door, not only will they not get the answers that they truly want, but they're also going to disrupt something that seems to be going, operating well. It's like, why would you purposefully throw a wrench in the spokes of someone else's life, when it's probably just a matter of time, So this might be one of the reasons why another person might not approach you as well, is they just see what you're doing. They see how passionate you are. They see how focused you are. And they see how ready and determined you are to finally get something going. Now, all this first kind of lower hemisphere stuff from the first house to the sixth house, if you look, all the planets are down here, okay? There's a lot of personal development that happens with this lower hemisphere stuff. Now, once Mars comes up here and eventually Mercury and Venus will make their way up here, we've got a Venus retrograde later on in the 8th house in July. So it's not like this is going to last forever, but right now, first house is about the self, the identity. This has a lot to do with your possessions, your money, your sense of self-worth, communication, your intellect. home and family, self-expression, and then I always say my 6th house is the house of self-mastery. So Capricorn is in this place right now where you cannot help but be in this state of self-development. You're growing, period. You're changing, period. There is nothing you can do about that. Not that you would want to. All right, but right now it might be hard for you to really relate to people, because the 1st house, 2nd house, 3rd house, these are really self-reliant houses. You got to take care of stuff yourself. You got to put that responsibility on your own shoulders and do it yourself. And it's not even necessarily that that's what you want. It's just that that's what you're genuinely feeling like you need to do. Later on, you can rely on others. You can bring in business partners. You can do all these things or whatever. Later on, you can do that. But right now, it's just like, you're like, no, I got to do it myself. And I don't see anything, that's not bad. It just kind of is what it is. And you're going to learn a lot through that process. We also have this Uranus North Node conjunction kind of separating now. Now, this has been a conjunction since very last part of July, beginning of August, September, October, November, December, and most of January. So it was like 5.5 months, I guess we could say, of this Uranus North Node conjunction. Now they are officially separating here. That conjunction was really important, though, because there were a lot of moving pieces that took, a lot of moving pieces. And we made changes during that time, and maybe they were small changes. Maybe it was just a matter of desiring something new, right? Desiring something new, wanting to go in a new direction, wanting to try something new, whatever the case may be. And so as we started to integrate these small revisions in our life, for you, it may have been habitual because we also had Mars and Gemini at that time. So as you integrated those new habits in your life, you may not have noticed the big difference, but now that this conjunction is closing, you're going to start to see the compound effect that those changes truly have. So your life is changing. And when Saturn comes into Pisces and Pluto dips into Aquarius for a minute, you're going to see new themes emerging in your life. So the focus is really shifting a lot this year in 2023 and even 2024. The next 2 years, really, it's a whole new landscape for us. And it's going to take a while for us to acquaint ourselves with this new terrain. But please know and please have faith that a lot of the things that you may have unconsciously had a desire to do and then you just did are actually truly working in your favor for creating an incredibly pleasurable life, because that's really what this 5th house is all about. It's about creating a joyful, pleasurable, happy, entertaining kind of life. And this has been in your consciousness since Uranus came into Taurus. But the real question is how do you genuinely create that? So you've had this window of time since August through January. Again, it's closing now, but this window of time where you were able to make adjustments so that that pleasurable life could be more and more of a reality. Okay? So it is an exciting month, I think. A lot of movement, a lot of transition, and for you, a lot of personal growth. All right? Thank you so much, Capricorn. I love you. Have a great February, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.